Unofficial episode 1.
Let us introduce ourselves. Welcome to our intro episode of our new podcast, Let's Keep in Touch, starring me, Talie, and...
Me, Parrish.
Correct. And that's it.
That's it. This is the intro episode, you guys.
Okay,
We
don't know how to start this. This is our
This
fifth
is the
time
intro
trying
episode. This is the unofficial. Do you want me to try?
You try.
Okay, ready? Hey guys, this is the unofficial intro episode to our new podcast, Let's Keep in Touch, starring me, Parrish, and...
Me, Talie.
This podcast is a long-distance best friend podcast. We're just so excited to dive into who we are during this episode and kind of share what we hope this podcast will become and the journey you get to go on with us.
And that's it.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And just to be clear, I really struggled with that intro, and I really appreciate you doing that after my 5 failed attempts. Let's get into a little bit about what this podcast is. This is kind of our intro, so there's not a whole lot of content here except to get you guys familiar with what we're putting out there. So like Parrish said, this is a long distance best friend podcast. We will be kind of chatting about our own lives, but also have people on here to talk about navigating their life. And I think in some ways we feel like it's going to be, I don't want to say the word spiritual, but I think we're going to learn a lot. There's going to be a lot about self-improvement and things like that. But mainly we're just 2 big yappers. So it's going to be a lot of yapping.
We love to yap. We love
to yap. That's right.
And I think the other thing that's important to mention here as well is Tal and I both felt we wanted to do a podcast mainly for sponsorships, but
correct.
That's a different story.
Save that for later.
Yeah, we'll save that for later. We both wanted to do a podcast, but it's so hard, I think, to do it by yourself. And Tal and I are really close. We'll kind of get into how we met and how our friendship has blossomed. And I mean, we've been friends for 13, 14 years now, but we keep in touch. There could be weeks that go by, there could be days, there could be months, etc. And we pick up right where we left off. And I think that's really special. And so another goal for this podcast is keep in touch with us. We want to hear what's going on in your life. We want to share what's going on in ours. We have some great topics to share, from friendships and dating and all that. And I think this podcast is for anyone who's kind of looking for a long distance best friend, in a sense.
Yeah, that's well said. I feel like we really want this to be a place where people can just put it on and feel like they're tuned in and FaceTiming with us on this call. Yep. So that's really important to us. And yeah, I mean, the structure is going to be pretty much us chatting, but every episode will have a theme that we feel like is important in our lives and something a lot of people are pondering or thinking about or needing help with, which we wanted to give a disclaimer.
Oh, yes. Now. Big disclaimer.
Big disclaimer. Let it rip, Parrish. What's the disclaimer?
Let us clarify right now. Right now, this is not a self-help podcast.
No. We will give advice, but
we'll give advice.
We are not saying it's going to be helpful. We are not professionals in anything, really. So, but but honestly, this is not, I like to think of this as a very serious, unserious podcast. We'll be covering some pretty cool content, but at the same time, we're not going to be taking it too seriously because life is too short and we need to have some fun. So
yeah, I totally agree.
I wanted to get into just really quickly how we met because we have been friends so long, and then we'll just share a little bit about who we are as people. So let the people know how we met because it's important. This is a good story to get to know us a little bit. We met in middle school.
We met in middle school, and let us preface that Talie and I have little to no shame about what we share. So
no,
we're gonna put Tal on blast a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I will
it's a good
say
story.
Yeah, I want no photo evidence to come from this because that was a shameful period of my life. So let's just keep that to bare minimum, but we can tell the story.
Right. So let me back up. We do have some shame, but we're not afraid to share it.
We have a little shame, but we're not going to get there.
That makes us human. Yes, let's get into it because I'm yapping. Talie and I met in middle school. Okay, we both were theater nerds, and it was my first show I was cast in, and it was Tal's, I don't even know. It was The Wizard of Oz. Amazing show, love it, list it, etc. Wicked's out. Anyways, I was an Ozian in the Emerald City, and Talie was Toto, okay? The dog. Let's clarify.
Yeah, the
she
dog.
was on all fours the entire time.
I was wearing knee pads.
Not
Yeah.
derogatory, anybody. She
Oh
was a
my
dog.
gosh. I was like 12 years old.
Not derogatory. Anyways, backstage, I was sitting and coloring because in middle school, backstage, to keep everyone quiet, we would just color. There was tons of coloring books and crayons and whatever. And she came up to me, and the first thing she said was, "Hi, I'm Talie. Want to feel my hole?" And I realized, as I said that, I should have prefaced that her costume had a hole in it.
Yeah. And the rest was history. Seriously.
The
Like,
rest is history.
we just became friends because I guess that in my mind at that time, that's how I thought I would make friends.
Right.
A little questionable. Like, I think I knew. I think I knew I'd find my people. Because if somebody didn't like
Yes.
that, they would have walked away
Then-
and I'd be like,
Yeah, and why would you
Great.
want to be around them? Yeah.
great. I only want
Agreed.
friends that want to see my hole.
And boy, did you get them.
And boy,
did
I
you-
had a load of them. Just kidding. No, that tells you a lot about us, just in a short story. So yeah, that's another thing to note. We're huge theater nerds and theater
Yep.
kids. So that's why every theater kid should start a podcast because it's super fun and entertaining. I feel like and they probably have, but okay. Where are you right now, Parrish? Where are we? We're far away. We started this podcast because we haven't lived in the same state for years. So where are you and where am I?
Yeah, literally years. I think you said this the other day when we were kind of prepping for this. Like, the last time we lived in the same state was in high school, which was almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Anyways, I right now am in Denver, Colorado, born and raised, home state hero. And where are you?
I love that. That's great.
And where are you, Tal?
Me, I am in South Carolina.
Ooh,
Woo.
the
I
Outer
don't know
Banks.
how we ended up here, but we're here. Not where I was born and raised. And I'm thankful for that. Let me tell you.
You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But
why not?
It's temporary. We'll be leaving soon. And that's important because Parrish and I we move around a lot. So
We do.
It's
We
good to
do.
check in and see where we are in, like, even in a few months from now, I'm sure.
Yeah,
something will
it'll be
change.
different. It'll be so different.
know.
I used to live in New York. I think that's important to share.
That's a huge, important thing. Yes.
Yeah, maybe I'll share some like fun facts about me. I don't even
Yeah,
know. if
share
they're
some fun facts. Yeah.
I used to live in New York. After I graduated college, I moved to New York and I was pursuing theater on Broadway and off Broadway, which I loved. It was so incredible. I worked on so many amazing shows, so many talented people, and then moved back to Colorado, kind of on a whim, honestly. Was just feeling like it was time to be back. Love New York. I still think New York or nowhere very much is in my world, but
Yeah.
to love places like that, sometimes you need to be away from them. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah. I feel like we've talked about that a little bit. For
Yeah.
you.
Another fact about me is I sold my soul to the corporate world. And so,
You did.
so now I work in corporate sales and crush it, thank God. But I did sell myself to the corporate world. And the final one I'll share is I wrote a book in 2024 that I loved. It's a little gay, smutty vampire book about two celebrity well, one's a vampire, one's not. One's an actor, one's a pop star. And it was so fun to write. And it won an award, second place.
That's
I'm
right.
working on book 2. So that's kind of a little bit about me. I don't want to give away everything like too
No.
early, you know?
I know what you mean, and I think that's
Yeah.
important. Okay, a little bit about me. Last 5 years I was in Montana, and I just moved. I'm living with my parents now. Feels like a step backwards, but maybe 2 steps forward after that.
Maybe 2 steps forward. We love it.
Maybe. Yeah. What else? I teach yoga. I'm a yoga teacher.
She does.
I do. And what else? I'm a bit of, I said this the other day, I'm a bit of a hot mess right now. And that will be very clear continuing this season.
And we love her for it because you know what? She's very, if I may chime in, very vocal and honest with where she's at, which I think is one of the other benefits you guys are going to come to love about Tal and hopefully listening to the podcast is she's very like, here's what life is right now. And she doesn't always sugarcoat it, which I think is just incredible.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like you can tell that Parrish and I are very different people, but that's the best thing about friends is that though you may be very different, you can keep a friendship going despite that. And if you've got those really awesome shared values like we do, it's really easy, actually. It requires very little work to keep a friendship.
Very little work.
Like ours going.
Totally agree. I totally agree. And I think there's you guys probably have friendships like that as well, where it's the same thing. You can pick up the phone and it's like no time has passed. Even if it has passed, it's just some real, I honestly think some real brutally honest conversations. And I don't mean brutal in a bad way, if that makes sense. Like, I think there's things that Tal and I talk about that I don't talk about with a lot of other people, if anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I think that's like super true. And yeah, just thankful for that friendship. And I hope all of you have friendships like that. And if you don't, I hope you know that we'll be those people for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, important.
Should we give a little like sneak peek on some of the things we want to implement?
Yes, give them a little taste of what's to come this season.
Yeah, so on this season, it is going to be important for Tal and I to share updates in our life, aka keeping in touch. It won't be the entire episode. I think it'll just be like a little check-in and then some other things. We have some great topics that we're going to discuss. I think my favorite one that I'm looking forward to is past lives. That's going to be a great topic. We're going to talk about kind of how we've kept a friendship through long distance. I guess that kind of loops into past lives. We all these are going to loop into each other, which I think is going to be very exciting. We're going to do a fun thing called What Are You Drinking Tonight? And tonight I am drinking tea.
What kind?
I am drinking Throat Coat tea because I've been belting the Wicked soundtrack without warming up. So the vocal notes are for sure there. But in hindsight, I'm like, well, I'm going to drink Throat Coat later tonight, so it'll be fine. It's so unhealthy.
It's healthy and unhealthy, but like you could be drinking a really bad drink for you. Like I'm drinking.
What are you drinking?
I'm really mad about what I've been drinking recently, but I feel like if I can put it out there, then I'll stop doing it because
you'll find someone that appreciates it.
I'm living in a household of Coke heads. Like Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Go Coca-Cola.
I've been drinking Coke and I'm not proud of it, but it's followed by a healthy amount of water and I'm going to stop this tomorrow. Okay.
No, honestly, I'm kind of jealous because a Diet Coke would just hit the spot right now.
I know it really does. And my family, they will drink, like they just bought 100 plus Coke Zeros or whatever.
Yep.
And so I need to stop that habit. But anyway, that's what I'm drinking tonight. We will continue this every time because, Parrish and I, we really want to be honest in the fact that we will be getting sponsorships. Like we will be.
We're actually only doing this podcast for sponsorships.
Yeah. That's what's going on. We actually don't care about any of this. This is a waste of our time.
We're just covering this up. We're covering up our greed.
Yeah, we're greedy people. We just want money.
And Brewmate, if you see this, sponsor us.
Owala. Oh, actually, I don't need any more Owala products.
Coca-Cola.
Actually, I don't need Coca-Cola.
What do we need? $1 million. The winning lottery numbers.
Wait. We need iPhones, unlimited iPhones, and Apple products and Tesla.
And all the above, free 99.
Free. Give us money. Anyway, so that's why we're doing this. We just really need money.
We just need money, you guys.
No. We want to do some little traditions with you all, and it's fun to know what we're drinking at night. And if we happen to be sponsored for drinks that we share, we would love that, because we would totally do that. So if you have a drink and you want us to share it, let us know and we'll buy it.
Yeah,
give it to us.
Or if you comment or write in a drink that we should make, we'll do
try.
That.
Yeah,
or try.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I will say, I am going to do mostly dry January. I might have a drink on my birthday, which will pass by the time this episode's out.
Yeah.
But we're down for that. I think another thing, totally forgot about this. I think this is exciting. We're going to have guests on some episodes.
Huge. That's so big. Yes.
Yeah. We're not going to reveal those yet, because some of them we haven't reached out to yet. And the others, we don't want to give away. Like, some of them range from our other long distance friends. I think that's important. Like, that is something we really wanted to keep at the core of this podcast.
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff in the works, and we're really excited. Yeah. Anything else you want to say? I feel like we've kind of wrapped in most of the things.
Yeah, I feel like we have as well.
We cannot forget.
Pause. Tell me.
Do you think we can say it at the same time if you read my mind?
No, not right now.
Really? Oh my God, just tune in. We talked about this. We were like,
Oh.
Okay, ready?
What do you want to give a little?
Okay, give an intro and then we'll say it at the same time.
We think that we want our audience to be called
3, 2, 1.
L Kitties. You counted down and then you were late.
I'm sorry. I know. Because I paused and then I was like, is he going to go? And then he was going to say the. Oh my God, I hate this. Okay. Anyway. 3, 2, 1.
L Kitties.
We want you guys to be called the L Kitties. We came up with it the other day because we just thought it was really funny and cute. Because when you take Let's Keep in Touch, it's L Kit. And you can be your little kitties. Meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
Meow, meow, purr, boots down. You know?
Hiss, hiss.
So, hiss, meow, meow.
And with that, I think we are at the end of our unofficial episode. What do you think?
I think that's exactly correct. Tune in. We will be posting weekly on Thursdays. So the podcast will be ready for you guys whenever you listen to it. So just know that will be coming on a weekly schedule. And each episode will have a different theme. Some will have guests, some will have not. And yeah, we're just really looking forward to sharing stuff with you guys and getting to know us. So
until next time, Tal, let's keep in touch.
Let's keep in touch.
Hell yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Make sure you follow us on social at Let's Keep in Touch Podcast.
Let's keep in touch. Got a juicy story that you want to share with your 2 new best friends? Write into our show following the link in our bio to be featured into next week's episode. See you soon, little kitties.